Warning, this show uses explicit language and adult topics. And just in case you needed the reminder, you are about to hear a comedy show, or at least an attempt at one. So without further ado and further introductions, let's get disappointing.
Well, if you don't like my show, don't curse your radio. You know that no one likes my company anyway. But if you listen closely and talk intelligently, then maybe you can be a disappointment.
Please enjoy today's first Culture Shocks, a little mashup of rock and rap. Something that I think encapsulates Jaren a lot. One of my older brothers. I want to thank him again for coming on the show. I love you, and thank you for coming on. I know you didn't have to do it, but you did. Just like Dee Dee, just like Frank, just like I hope the rest of my family comes on at some point in their lives, because they can talk like real individuals and talk about real issues that are from my heart and hopefully to yours. So because Jaren is this, not hopeless romantic because that's mean, but like this romantic guy that I love for that because he's a sweet guy. So the first song is going to be rock, the second one is going to be rap. Please enjoy your first song, Owner of a Lonely Heart, but it is a cover by NSP, because if we did the original, well, that wouldn't just be disappointing enough, would it? So please enjoy Ninja Sex Party's cover of Owner of a Lonely Heart. To the owner of a broken heart. Or a lonely heart. It doesn't matter. The point is, I like rock, and I think it pairs well with rap. It's like a good company with good wine, I guess. And Jaren is always good company. So, and because we talked about it in the episode a little bit, and again, I apologize, I guess. Please enjoy your next culture shock. How do I put this? Oh, it's by Biggie Smalls. It's called Niggas. Enjoy!
To all my Brooklyn, to all my Uptown, to all my Bronx, to all my Queensbridge. Back up, chump, you know Biggie Smalls flips it quick and kicks it quick. You know how black niggas get. With the hoods, fatigues, with the boots, with trees. Smoking weed, flipping keys, making crazy cheese. Hitting buck shots at niggas that open spots on the avenue. Take my loot and I'm bagging you. Pimping hoes that drive Volvos and rodeos. Blast the road, make it wet in the pantyhose. Damn, a nigga style is unorthodox, grip the block. When I walk down the crowded blocks, just in case a nigga wanna act out, I just black out, blow they motherfucking back out. That's a real nigga for you. To all my Brooklyn, to all my Uptown, to all my Bronx, to all my Queensbridge. When we smoke spliffs, we pack 4/5, just in case Dredd wanna rip. He get a free lift to the cemetery. Rough berry, not your ordinary. We watch you get buried. That's a real nigga for you. Get back, do a quarter, flip the script, and rip your lawyer. Spit at the DA, cause fuck what she say. She don't give a fuck about your ass anyway. Up northbound, first stop for the town of Fishkill, where the hand skills are real ill. You'll be a super hoover doodle thing remover. Ha ha. Yo, G, have to go to to all my Uptown, to all my Bronx, to all my Queensbridge, to all my Brooklyn, to all my Uptown, to all my Bronx, to all my Queensbridge. Money, hoes, and clothes, blood smoke coming out the nose is all a nigga knows. Flipping on foes, putting tags on toes, watching the stash grow, clocking the cash flow. The neighborhood grave digger, getting paid so much, all the bitches wanna see a nigga. I guess they figure I'm paid, I wanna get laid, but since I got loot, I wanna knock boots. I'd rather beat my dick than trick, and if she don't suck, then we don't fuck. I'd rather make a buck, drive a fat ass truck, grab the 9-2 clicks and run amok. Yes, flex after 2 or 3 fences, I wreck shit. What the fuck you expected? A fly guy? Well, fuck it, I'm the high guy. From Bed-Stuy, putting the swelling on your eye and your nose even. When I choke you, you stop breathing, and when Jake come, I'm leaving. To all my Brooklyn, to all my Uptown, to all my Bronx, to all my Queensbridge, to all my Brooklyn, to all my Uptown, to all my Bronx, to all my Queensbridge, to all my Brooklyn, to all my Uptown, to all my Bronx, to all my Queensbridge, to all my Brooklyn, to all my Uptown, to all my Bronx.
The hotel guest you have called is unavailable. You may leave a private recorded message at the tone or press 0 and the hotel operator will assist you.
You may start your message now. Press 0 to return to the attendant.
Hey, yo, Big, what's up, man? It's Short, man. Heard you in Miami, boy. Give me a call. Got some bitches, man. I got 8 bitches. I got some chronic. I got the keys to Luke's crib, nigga. That nigga ain't gonna be here for 2 weeks. Hit me up, dude. Hit me up. It's Short, man. It's Short. Holla at me. All right.
Welcome back, you fucking assholes. I'm not going to go aggressive immediately into it. Welcome back, America. I have some tea. It's hot as shit. I'm going to take a sip on camera, like you can see me. And, room temperature. Terrible. Just how we like it. On microphone 1 is...
Jaren Mathews.
And this is the show. So, I've been quoted by guests to say this is the worst show on radio. I'd like to say that belief still probably holds true to this day.
I'll
I'll be the judge at the end. We'll see how this.
I usually
pans
pick the
out.
music after the episodes while I'm editing to, like, reflect on the guest personally. So based on what we talk about and what I discover about you personally, I'll pick different music. I know for Dee Dee's episode, I'm going to have to put a J. Cole episode, like, song. But I don't really like current J. Cole. So I'm going to probably have to do the song that he did with the Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay.
Because that's a nice mix.
Like the instrumental or like the whole song?
The whole song.
Okay.
I like to put the whole bits in. Because I think some songs are like paintings, right? You wouldn't look at half a painting. You have to look at the whole thing. Just listen to the whole song. It's like a masterpiece. Yeah, that's... oh, my God. I love that Biggie painting. Oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen. We're on FaceTime. He showed me the dopest fucking picture I've ever seen. Did you paint that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
A friend of mine went to Bali, and he came back and gave it to me. It was like rolled up on this canvas, and then another friend of mine put it on whatever the hell this is called, some type of hardwood frame, and here we go.
Well, it's fucking awesome. I have a Biggie poster and a Tupac poster side by side above my computer in my room. I like to use it as inspiration to be like, they were friends, and I like to imagine, not that there is really an afterlife, I think, as we look at it, but maybe if there was some cartoon fantasy, they'd be there together, because they're fucking homies.
Dog's Mansion.
I mean, I don't know. Don't let me spiral down fucking rap rants. I'll literally go for hours, but maybe that's where we should go. So let me start with a few questions to give the audience a little information, because this episode is going to be labeled as guest and brother, or family, because they're all family. Because to be family, you have to live at my home. You have to be close to my parents. You do both of those, one more than another, because you didn't live with us for a long time, but you were there a lot, and I remember just kicking it. And I also know that every time my parents go to Florida, they fucking see you and go to dinner with you. So that counts, because they do that same shit with Dee Dee and fucking Frank, and, like, you're part of their lives. If they talk about you in their off time randomly, you're one of them. So you count.
I've talked to Mom on and off for the past, God, we're going on, like, this is 9 years.
Yeah, she's a clever woman. I'll give it to her.
Yeah, she gives me some,
There's a reason she's a lawyer.
interesting bits. Yeah, exactly.
I think she's smart enough to be a president, but, you know, we'll spiral down different roads.
Apparently anybody is.
Yeah, right? What a great little joke. So, you don't have to say who, but you were talking to somebody, and they were like, you should be on the show. And then you texted me, and I was like, I didn't think... because I'm trying to do every older brother, but I didn't think every older brother would want to do it. So this is kind of a different feeling internally for me to know that you guys are really okay with what I'm saying and you're on board with, you know, the ideologies of the show. Like, I'm a disappointment and my views are weird, and that's the point, because that's the joke, and every egg carton of our weird, dysfunctional fucking family is a superstar golden egg, and then there's the Brighton, the weird rotten one that just won't flush.
But who, I mean, obviously you don't have to say who, but, like, I feel like just about anybody would.
What do you mean?
I mean, you could, like, I feel like you could call Rob, Sal, Theo.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't want to be on shows because it can wreck image, or maybe it's just against their interests. But, like, having you guys personally tell me, I would love to be on your show because we're family. That just hits different, because I'm like, oh, Christ, that means more. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing, like, shit, I was going to say something, I forgot what I was going to say. I'll come back to that. It may come back to me in a second.
You're hilarious. So the reason I bring it up is because I'd like to ask, A, do you have a favorite memory of you and my father, or my mother, or us, or whatever? Like, what's your favorite Jones memory?
Okay, so you guys were really young when we first met. Like, you were like 10,
yeah, you were you were in the area of me being a very young kid. You were in the dawn of Dayton Dragons players, like.
Yeah. So I think the memories are basically like us playing.
Yeah.
We coming up to you guys after the game, saying what's up.
That was always great.
Mom and Dad abandoning you for the night, and we end up somewhere in Oregon District.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Pops is done off his moonshine or whatever the hell it is he's been drinking for the night. And then I think the dinners, like hanging out at the place, like downstairs in the.
Oh, you mean like
pool.
Home cooked dinners and like eating together and talking together? Yeah, that's nice. That was my favorite parts too. Just eating, just kind of getting to know you guys and just hearing about, like, really, like, where'd you come from? You know, what have you seen? Like, how is the world? Because that's the best. Just ask somebody, what have you seen? How is it really like out there? I don't fucking want to base my opinions of anything based on media or bullshit or anything like that. I'm going to base my opinions on real world people telling me what the fuck they've seen. I'm going to ask a Cajun person, what's it like to be in fucking swampland? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to ask for real world credibility.
I don't think people understand, like, minor league baseball, like, what it actually entails.
Oh my god, dude! You basically have to pay almost to try to be in the major leagues because your salary is so exact about the necessities for living that you basically don't have any money to do anything unless you find a family to live with. Introduce Jones' family to you guys.
So, like, exactly. So, you know, more or less, you're living in an apartment with, more times than not, an apartment with like 3 or 4 guys, and you guys are eating like Frosted Flakes. And maybe, like, you'll, like, splurge on Chipotle.
Right. Like,
at lunch. And then, like, you're at the field, and, like, you have, like, chips, peanut butter and jelly, cheese puffs, like, whatever the hell else. Like, the couple times a week that you can have a regular, decent meal, like, the Jones family is, like, so important to the minor league baseball.
Oh, you don't have to say all that. I thought, damn, I shouldn't have let you speak. I don't want to be put on a platform that we definitely don't deserve. We just wanted... Okay, hold on. Before you say that, we never planned on doing that. Like, we never planned on being a host family. We had one player stay with us, and then he came back the next year. We just met him by a happen chance. Dad did at a golf tournament, and then he just stayed with us a year, and it was fun. And then next year, he's like, can I bring a friend? And we were like, well, yeah. I mean, we told you guys could stay here anytime. It wasn't about who you guys were. It was about we knew your situation because in minor league baseball, because my parents just give a shit about baseball, they were like, yeah, it basically cost them to live. And my mom, being a defense attorney, like, she obviously has this oath to defend fucking young African-American kids from shitty lives, so why not take some in your fucking home and give them a chance at having a little money and freedom and a safe environment to fucking goof around, and you know what I mean? Yeah,
it's just like a real chill environment. Like, you get maybe it's like once or twice a month you head up to, or based on where.
But I don't think we're important to minor league baseball.
But the thing is, the point is, like,
but I get what you're saying.
There's so many shitty meals that you eat as a minor league baseball player. The 1 or 2 a month that you can get, they're like home cooked.
Yeah.
Not freaking Denny's. Not Applebee's, Chipotle. Like, it's just good to, like, get away.
Yeah.
Like, get back to kind of like what real life is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's good to unplug being in the middle of a cornfield. But I will say it was better for you guys because you guys used that as an escape. But that was my start. And, like, not having neighbors, knowing only Amish people, like, that fucks with the kid for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, growing up in the suburbs, like, we didn't...
Okay, so let me ask this. You say suburbs. We'll try to make this like an actual fucking interview, I guess. Let me ask you a few questions and answer them accordingly. Where were you born, and how long did you live there? And then, I guess, like, I like to do this because I think it pushes the brain. We shouldn't know each other, right? Like, mathematically, you were probably born geographically somewhere totally different. And, like, your path, lifestyle, was so all over the place. Like, mathematically, our chance of meeting was very fucking slim. You know what I mean? So, like, I like to trace that math. Be like, okay, where were you born? How did you eventually meet us, I guess?
Okay, so born in Englewood, New Jersey, grew up in Teaneck, New Jersey. Obviously, baseball was my life, so, you know, I've been in all sorts of parts of the country. So let's go back to what you're saying, like, we should not have met. Mm-hmm. That's very true, because I came very close to signing.
Not that I'm upset at all that we met. Because I think it's one of those freak occurrences that are supposed to happen.
Yeah, we're talking probability.
Yeah.
So out of high school, I was like literally a piss test away from signing with the Red Sox. That fell apart in the 25th hour.
Right.
So like if that doesn't fall apart, then I'm not with the Reds. I'm not in Arizona. I'm not going to Dayton. I'm in Fort Myers at the Red Sox facility and going to Salem, wherever the hell Salem is, Massachusetts, I think it is, or Portland, wherever their minor league system is. So that alone was like, okay, if that doesn't happen, then this doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So the moment is the piss test for the fucking. Wow, that's crazy to think about.
yeah. And then so basically grew up in Teaneck my entire life. You know, outside of some minor league cities and things of that nature. I basically lived there my entire life until almost 3 years ago when I moved down to Miami, South Beach.
How do you like it in Miami, Florida? Any complaints living on a fucking beach?
Not many complaints at all. There's the dumb stuff of like people not knowing how to drive and like people thinking that this would be politically incorrect, but oh well. It's like thinking that I should speak Spanish. Like, no, sorry, it's America.
What?
Like, I should speak English, and then we'll work on Spanish being the second language. So other than that, Miami's awesome. Like I live. What?
That's
like,
amazing. So
my
you
name
get
in every Uber is Haddon.
you get
I'm like,
social peer
it's a
pressured
J.
to be like learn
Jaren,
fucking
not Haddon.
Spanish. Is that what you said earlier?
No, I'm saying like English is the primary language. Of
Right. But you said people have literally just been like learn Spanish.
No, like that's basically like.
That's such a low key progressive sentence in a racist way. Go learn Spanish. I need 2 languages, you bitch.
So outside of that, like I live downtown Miami now, and it's awesome. You know, the biggest thing that kind of drove me crazy at home was just waking up at this time of year and it's freaking 12 degrees outside.
Yeah.
You know, and now, like, you know, if it's 55, like we're freaking out.
Yeah, Ohio is
we're just
a bitch to stay in and train in. But I think that's why it builds good players, because they have to rough and tough through these fucking shitty constant weather cycles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's value to it. So, I mean, you know, I think New Jersey helped shape who I am.
How long were you in
out.
New Jersey?
27 years.
Jesus, so you spent probably most of your life there to this day.
Yeah. Even I was there even for college, so.
Okay. Damn. And why us?
What do you mean?
Like, you could have really stayed at, like, there's other host families, and we're just like a fucking white family in the middle of a goddamn cornfield. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why up? You know what I mean? Like, it's a hard sentence, but like, I
think it probably has to do with, like, you know, the circle on the team. The guys that I hung out with most of the time it was me, Dominic, Devin, Billy, Lutz, Theo, you know, Theo, Lutz, Pfister, Little Jew that year, Kurt. So the fact they were like, hey, like, Sunday game, 1 o'clock, we're done at 4 o'clock, like, come to dinner at our place. We're like, yeah, sure, cool. And then, you know, we go out they're like, hey, we're going out. And then mom and dad are there. I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm like, all right, whoever, like, I don't know you guys at this time. And then it's like, hey, like, they're always around. They're cool. They're fun to be around. They're like, so we started playing the freaking glasses game. Like, it's just like one thing led to the next. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just kind of like growing into it. Okay, I kind of get that. Did you ever feel? Let me ask you this, just because like I never ask any of my older brothers this kind of stuff, but maybe you'll understand where I'm coming from. Did you ever feel like scared at our place? Like, we tried to make it pretty fucking safe for you guys, but like, and I'm not gonna lie, like, even I thought about it sometimes. Like, I was worried that some racist dad of one of my friends, like, he's home, he's fucking drinking, the kid comes home, he goes, oh yeah, I was talking to Brighton today, did you know his brother's in the MLB? Because that's the fucking first thing they say, and he's like, what? And then he's like, woohoo, and then he starts listing names. He goes, well, those are N-words, and it's like, well, whoa, this is a different energy. And then he approaches it in a bad way, and then he fucking drives over, and he fucking decides, he's like, I'll just kill them because I know where they are. Because people think like that sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I thought about that every once in a while. Like, I was scared. I always watched cars come in because I'm like, I was scared. Because I was trying to always make sure you guys were okay.
My time of dating, like, I never got that energy. Like, was I around, like, some shady spots in Dayton? Sure. But, like, never at your house that I felt like I was at risk of anything.
Right. And I'd like to imagine there was never a case where that was going to happen. Because I don't think it ever really was, but, like, anxiety runs wild. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I just... Because when you guys first walk in the door, it's weird. Because every time a player brings somebody, they're always great. We've never had an older brother that was really fucking like an asshole, or we don't like to this day. Just because, like, based on referral. Maybe that's what it was, because the referral was always of somebody of like-mindedness and kindness and understanding and bullshit like that. My thing, I guess I was always secretly worried that you guys were gonna low-key, in the back of your mind, we did all this stuff, it doesn't matter, and there's still that one little thought, like, what if they were just doing it for the cred or tickets or whatever? And I always wanted to avoid that, because I don't think I've really ever asked any of you guys for anything, and I really don't want to, because I don't want to fucking ask my family for anything ever, because family should feel like they can ask me for stuff and I can provide, but I don't want to fucking sandbag. Like, I love you guys, and if you guys ever asked for anything, I would always help. But I don't think I would ever really ask for, like, money or a place to stay, just because, like, I don't want to feel like I gotta fucking put that on you, because, again, I call you guys my older brothers, and I love you guys, but secretly, what if, like, one day one of you guys are like, hey, we're not brothers? I mean, that would shatter me.
I think you guys have a great situation, and I think you build relationships so you can lean on people in the future. Like, you know, that, like, okay, you ever came to Miami...
Yeah, but I don't want to have to think that there's that obligation to help us.
There's not an obligation, but, like, I would like to think that if you knew that you came to Miami and shit happened to you guys, like your hotel room, something didn't pan out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would hope that you would say, hey, let me call Jaren real quick. Maybe I could crash at his place for a night or two until we figure this shit out. I would hope McKenna would do the same thing, or she's in Cincinnati. We're going to Cincinnati next year, and let's just say, you know, she has a flat tire and she can't figure this shit out. Like, I would hope that she's comfortable enough to call one of the brothers over there and say, hey.
I think that would be her first phone call before mom and dad.
I would hope that she'd be comfortable enough to not say, hey, can you pay to get my car towed, but like, hey, can you just help me out real quick?
Yeah, and I don't think she'd look at it like that either, because honestly, I look at you guys like older brothers, like, family I can tell secrets to, goof off with, do naughty things in the dark while mom and dad are asleep and get away with it later, and then like do hilarious things. And McKenna looks at you guys, yes, like older brothers, but also like superheroes. You're all just these tall, athletic figures to her that can get anything done, and like she strives to be that same superhero, and I think one day she will be a superhero level golfer because of you guys just being around, existing, being a different height. That was the only thing you needed to do, and just something for her to look up at, literally, like a fucking icon. People are religious, but, you know, I think McKenna would say she's more prone to loving her older brothers than fucking like a deity, like Christ or a Buddha. You know what I mean? Like, she's religious, but I think at the end of the day, she's like, oh, like, if you think, who's your hero? She's not going to be like Christ. She's probably going to say one of her older brothers. Like, when I think of my hero, now I think of an anime character that I've grown to fucking love, but that's just weeaboo Fagatron Brighton, I guess. But, I mean, I do think of you guys when I think I need strength, and I'm like, God, like I'm not religious, but, like, I'll think, you know... Think of all the shit that, like, Didi had to go through when he got traded. It wasn't his decision, but, like, people were like, fuck you, you Yankees boy. You should be Yankees. Or, like, when Billy got traded. Like, people get traded. People have to go through things. And, like, you still have to kill it. And, like, Lutz, like, always killing it, but never really getting the big chance in MLB I think he got and deserved. Yeah. And that sucks to think, too, because I think of all players that got robbed of an MLB career. Not that his career is over in baseball at all. And I hope he listens to this and is like, thank you. I'm not trying to shit on you, Lutz. I fucking love you. I hope you're on the show. Because you're my only, to my knowledge, very fluent German-speaking older brother. And I'd love to get some licks of the Hyvens and Hyvens on the fucking show. But I don't want you guys to think we wanted anything out of this. I just wanted family. And I'm not trying to shit on, like, blood family for if they ever listen to this, but, like, I feel so much closer to, like, my older brothers than most of my blood relatives. Just because I've told you guys more shit and, like, really laid it more on the table and, like, I don't know.
Well, I think that's the case. Like, look, everybody has a blood relative that they're, like, super tight with, and the relative that they don't talk to. And truthfully, like, I talk to you, Kenna, mom, dad, like, way more than I talk to a lot of my second and third cousins.
Right.
Why? Just because, like, that's kind of how shit shakes out.
Yeah, I get that. We also, sometimes I feel bad, like, annoying you guys, because I don't want to fucking pester and feel like I'm just trying to, like, weasel in or, like, something like that. Like, I'm just curious because I know, like, all over the globe, there are people that have lived at my home for years, and we've shared tears and laughs with alike, and I just want to know how they are. And that's why I really like doing the show, because it's my chance to sit down with each of my older brothers, even via FaceTime, and, talk to them and be like, hey, I'm glad you're okay. I haven't talked to you in a minute, and I haven't seen any baseball stuff going on, but I'm glad you're fucking rocking, and I'm glad you're still okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad you're happy and you seem fine. Like, you know what I mean? Because I do worry about, because I'll let you know this because I didn't say this on the episode, and this is, if you listen to this, don't be sad by this because I mean this in all fairness and just because I care. But anxiety runs deep. Again, I digress. And Frank, I worried about him a lot taking that, mental specialist job because I think he really just wanted to play baseball, and I think his heart really was just on the field. And I know that hurts so bad, but he's a good coach, and he's a good mental specialist. And if he would just really embrace it, I think he would really fucking kill it. So, Frank, if you heard that, that was a compliment, you son of a bitch.
I haven't talked to Frank in forever.
Frank's hilarious. You should call him more, because he's hard to answer because he travels a lot for his job, but, like, he will get back to you at some point. Yeah. Like, he just, like, he's so, like, he doesn't have internet right now at his fucking apartment. So he just, like, does shit, like, he's just hilarious. His life is just hilarious, and I fucking love him for that. You know what I mean? All of you guys are funny. That was the one trait that all of my older brothers shared that lived at our house. Like, every one of you were funny. In your own way.
Agreed.
Do you think that, like...
It comes from everybody living in a different part of the country and having, like, a different sense of humor and, things of that nature.
I was about to say, where do you think it comes from? Just the geographical difference, or, like... Because you got, it's so weird, because, like, when we're in public, I just literally act like you guys are my older brothers. Nothing's the fucking amiss, it's just me and my fam. But then people from an outside perspective, they're like, that little white family is pretty socially entangled with all these young, very tall, athletic black men. And every once in a while, some different races, like Italian and white. But we had a lot of my older brothers are African American. I don't care. I don't like saying African American. I like saying black. I just, it feels weird. How do you feel about that? What would you rather be called? Because I think African American is a little offensive. You're not born in Africa unless you were. Then that is right. But you're just, I'm white.
So
you're black. That's how I feel.
African American is still a fairly new phenomenon.
Right.
I think it was Jesse Jackson, like in the 90s or something like that, who
coined the term.
Coined the phrase.
Yeah.
And, you think about all these other social groups, Chinese Americans, Italian Americans, Irish, whatever it may be.
Right.
Like, they have a pretty close reach back to home, so they kind of understand, like, I have a lot of Jewish friends. They've all taken that trip back to Israel. So, like,
really? Every one of them?
Not everyone, but, like, many have. Their birthright trip.
Yeah, don't they pay for it?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's free to anyone. Oh, that's crazy.
So all these other social groups have, like, a really close reach back to their roots, right?
Right.
And here's where I'm wrong. Like, they have the 23andMe now. Like, I should have done it already. I've just been, like, lazy and haven't ordered the kit. But, like,
oh, I see. You're on board with selling your DNA to the government also.
I'm unbothered by it. I was at some point. My dad did it last year, and so...
Dude, you gotta be super careful with those, because you have no idea what that could happen to your... Like, my grandpa did it, and then he found out he had a daughter that he didn't know about, and then, like, a whole family, and, like, they all came out. It was crazy. Like, it was insane.
But that's important shit to know. You need to know if you got kids in freaking...
Yeah.
Wherever.
Yeah. That is also a good argument. Yeah, maybe we should just own up to who we are.
Exactly.
Okay. I like that.
But, I've never been bothered by black, African American. If anybody ever asks me, I usually just say I'm black, but then, like, if they say African American, I know they're referring to me as well.
Right. What do you prefer black?
I don't know. I never really thought of it.
Well, okay, not that it's important to ever bring up somebody's race, but sometimes I have to when, like, okay, so, like, for instance, when I show a picture, they're like, oh, do you have any older brothers? I'm like, yeah, I have like a shit ton. They're like, oh, really? Do you have any photos? And I start showing them. They're like, they're black. I don't get offended, but if they're like, they're African American, for some reason that sits wrong.
Do you feel like they like made the effort to say African American, like they wanted to
Maybe,
make sure
but like at this day and age, like it doesn't matter. First statement, what race you are, ever, because it doesn't matter. 2, we need to label things. Everything in science is labeled. So suck my dick, I'm gonna call it something. You know what I mean? A word. There's a word for everything in the universe. And if there isn't yet, we'll make one up. So what... Like, if someone's like... I hate being called Caucasian. Call me white.
Okay, fair.
I mean, I guess if you're mad, call me a honky or a cracker. But that's a whole different subject on, like, aggression. We're just talking, like, simple speech, not aggressive speech. Like, what would you passively want to be called? Like, oh, you're black. I mean, to me, that's the best...
So do you feel like it's passive-aggressive, in a sense?
No, because it's just labeling. It depends on how you use it, also, in like any word.
Yeah.
But I just mean, like, okay, if you're on, all right, let me pitch this. Say you're on a date with somebody.
Yeah.
And she's, like, mixed, she's, like, half Haitian, half, like, Puerto Rican, and you're like, you have just sexy skin. And... Yeah, pretty good description, right? And you are like, oh my god, you have beautiful skin. She goes, oh, well, I'm this and I'm this. My father is this. And she has an accent and it's sexy as fuck. And you're like, oh, wow, every word is like music. And then she's like, what are you? What do you say? I'm black?
I used to say I'm black.
Okay, yeah. Okay. See, to me, that's a fine sentence. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But then also, too, so I had an older white guy who was a client of mine. This is probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And he's like, oh, where are you from? I was like, oh, Teaneck. He's like, no, but where are you from? I'm like, oh, my mom's side of the family is from Jersey City and my dad's side is from Patterson. He's like, no, but where are you from? And I'm like, I
almost dropped one on you because I say it so much because it's such an appropriate... I was like, nigga, what do you mean?
He's like, I'm like, well, I have, like, family in, like, North Carolina, South Carolina, and he's like, no, where are you from? I'm like, God,
dude, you stupid asshole, say what you mean. I'm not understanding the question.
I'm like, I don't know, like, somewhere in Africa.
Why is he trying to get you to say that?
I don't, like, when you ask where you're from, I ask you where you're from, right? You're gonna be like, oh.
Okay, I'm gonna ask somebody who's white where they're from to tomorrow, and they're gonna be like, where are you from? It's like, New Jersey, and it's like, no, where are you from? It's like, I don't know, America? It's like, where are you from? Until they finally say, England, okay? We're from England!
Yeah. So he asked the question, and it was so drawn out. It took us like 3 minutes to get to the answer. I was like, just ask the fucking question, bro.
Ask your goddamn question, you fucking old man wizard. What, okay, let me ask you this. I, to this date, have never received, like, direct racism, to my knowledge, but I've seen a shit ton of racism just being around my older brothers. Yeah. Seeing how other people treat you guys, seeing how other officers of law sometimes treat you guys. And this is not a rant to shit on the police, and I'm not even going to tell the awesome story I have of Amir driving Dad's Hummer, and I thought we were going to get pulled over 4 different times in one drive. But it's fine. The point I'm trying to make is that you guys live a different life than other people. And I'd like to address this sentence because it's just today's an age that we have to address it. Everyone is not born equal. Some people are born with more power than others. It's just a sad fucking fact of life. And we always try to treat you guys as fucking equals, but the world doesn't treat you guys like equals when we're out and about having dinner or what the fuck ever. They're still looking like, hey, there's that white family and there's a couple black kids around them. And I hate that. I fucking hate it. And I guess my question from this fucking rant to defend myself, because today's age I guess I have to defend my questions, is that have you really, like, experienced any, like, racist event, like, living in America, being a baseball player? Like, you'd feel like you're doing that, and, like, it'd be enough to not get you out of those situations, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe you haven't, but, like, it could just be any story.
So you only know what you know, and
What
so
I know?
definitely no, like the person in general. Like anybody only knows what they know, like their experience.
Right.
I don't know what white people feel like when they get pulled over. I know I get a knot in my stomach. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Like, all right, I know if I'm speeding, I'm like, shit, like, he got me. Like, that one makes sense. But there was this one time in high school, I'm literally driving like 30 and a 35, and I get pulled over, and I'm like,
What the fuck?
what the fuck? Like, I didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And comes up to me, and I'm like, you know, we're not hearing about police brutality at that point. It's back in 2007, and I'm like...
But you're kind of aware of the culture is not treated as such.
So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like, and it turned out like, he's like, you have your high beams on. And I was like, no, I don't. And eventually I put two and two together.
Did you actually look and, like, see?
I flashed my high beams. I'm like, high beams? No high beams. High beams? No high beams. And he's like, okay. And then I put two and two together, and I'm like, okay. So I'm a young black kid. I'm wearing all red. I'm wearing a fitted hat, and I'm in a gang neighborhood. And I'm driving a Lexus.
Like that last detail kind of wraps up the picture. It's like, oh, okay.
I get it. So they're like...
Well, okay, no. And here's my thing. You shouldn't have to just get it. You need probable cause. And that's a fake sentence on highway is not enough probable cause. And if it was today's technological society, you could have maybe called him on his bullshit right then and there.
Pulled me over. No, this took me like 5 minutes after I got away to figure out like what was going on. And I was like in a gang neighborhood. Like I'm like, so I finally pieced it together. Like, wow, that's what that was about. That wasn't about high beams. That was about fucking him thinking like I robbed a car or
maybe you were whatever.
God, there's a couple. There's two other events that distinctly. So I went to like a majority white high school. Like basically, the school was for all athletes. The black kids that went to school all played basketball, football, track, baseball, whatever.
Okay.
So one teacher came up to a group of 4 black kids and was like, "Oh, why are you guys sitting together?" They're like, "Oh, we're just."
Wait. What did she say?
He's like, "What?" Teacher's like, "Why are you guys sitting together?" Like,
why are you sitting together?
Yeah, he's like, "Cause it's lunch." Like, everybody's confused. Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, we're friends. I don't know, man.
We're friends. He's like, "Yeah, but why are you guys sitting together?" And like, we're all from the same town. Like, we're friends. And just like confused. And like, finally, he's like, "Yeah, but why are you guys sitting together?" And like, there's 80 other tables in the lunchroom.
I would literally keep saying, "Cause we're friends." What the fuck are you talking about?
So the fact that it was just 4 black kids all sitting together, it was like, like, I don't know why you didn't point out the other 70 white tables. They're all sitting together. You know what I mean? Like, why
did he do that? If he didn't do that for every fucking table, that's a little fucking subtle tints of racism in that gum.
So the last instance was College Station, Texas. We're at Texas A&M in college.
Okay.
And my dad told me, he goes, "Hey, stay away from trees." And I'm like,
what does that mean?
Because like the Klan's deep out there.
Oh Christ! You mean stay out of the forests?
Just stay away from trees.
What a weird way to say it. What a scarier way to say it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I fear for the fucking Klan because I feel like if they got a hold of me, they'd be like, "Oh, that's okay. He's a white one." But then I would literally say anything and it would give it away that I have lived with too many black older brothers and I am no longer a white person. Like they would be like, "What's your favorite food?" I'd be like, "Man, I really like some fucking like Lau Mein with me." It's like, "Kill him!" And it's like, "Oh, I already gave it away somehow."
Well, hold on. So we have a couple Spanish outfielders, me, a black second baseman. So this one guy yells out of the upper deck and tells the left fielder that he's going to leave the stadium tonight, but not on his legs.
Damn.
It's low key like a.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Those are like 3 like really interesting situations that I've encountered.
Christ. Well, that's what I fear about. Just like, because you guys, like, I've never had to deal with like, oh, I'm scared for my life because of my race. And maybe this is just like a culture barrier that I can't see that others have to deal with. But like, when I'm in like mainly black neighborhoods, I feel right at fucking home because I just think about you guys and I'm like, all right, how would Dee and Lutz and fucking do what?
Say the last piece again.
I said
before Dee and Lutz.
So like, I think about what would Dee and Lutz and everybody do in like a situation to where they were just in an all-black neighborhood. They would just act fucking normal. And then I snap myself out of it. I'm like, wait, why am I thinking about color? Just act normal. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that quick.
But it's like the pink elephant. Like, you can't not see it. You know what I mean?
Here's what I've discovered. It's not about race. It's about culture knowledge. Okay?
Sure.
So here's my example. I really do hope for this. Maybe I'll be in like a black neighborhood. I'm a comedian. I've got nothing but time to kill, so I'm just walking around. And some dude comes up to me and goes, hey man, you look like in the wrong neighborhood. Like not in a mean way, but just like in a joking way because I'm a white guy walking through a black neighborhood, obviously. Like in a passive-aggressive way. And I'm just going to be like, man, I don't even know how you could say that because I probably know more Biggie than you. And he's like, nigga, what? And then immediately I just start spitting it. It's like, I could come in with Juicy or Niggas Bleed or like, the What with his verse with Method Man. I mean, I could.
Don't do Juicy. That's the freaking.
But to know all the lyrics is kind of impressive.
No, not Juicy.
Not Juicy?
And like you get like, don't do Juicy. Don't do Hypnotize.
No, I would never do Hypnotize. I would literally go for either. Like, my favorite song to spit is The What by him and Method Man off Ready to Die. That is my favorite fucking song off that whole album.
Okay, what? Biggie's death day's coming up or birthday's coming up in March, right?
Don't make me sad.
Hold on, pay attention to social media.
Me? Okay, why?
Watch how many Juicy lyrics come out.
Yeah. What's your favorite Biggie Smalls song?
Favorite Biggie Smalls?
I mean, the fact that you all have a painting, like, I fucking love Biggie Smalls.
Hold on, pull it up.
I would have to say it's either Niggas Bleed or The What by him and Method Man. Those two songs are so fucking perfect. One of my best friend, Nolan, his favorite Biggie song is, Everyday Struggle.
Yeah.
That's definitely his go-to. Damn. I'm gonna have to at least play one Biggie song for this fucking one of the culture shocks because, see, this is why we talk music.
Hold on, alright. Did he play Dead Wrong?
Oh, I know that one. Yeah, no, I know all the songs. I just had to think for a second. You like Dead Wrong's your favorite?
No, but I'm saying this is kind of perfect. Like, I could be Biggie, you could be M.
The bigger the strong you got going on. You dead wrong. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Damn, that's really going to be a hard decision. Well, here, listen. Before we spile in any more rants, let's let the audience let loose for a second. Get their attention to breathe. Enjoy your first culture shocks for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back, and we'll snap right back into it. And if you have a problem with it, suck a dick. We'll be back.
Allow me to demonstrate the skill of Shaolin. The special technique of shadow boxing.
Poisonous. I should slap all y'all niggas for coming in my fucking face with that shit. Poisonous paragraph, smash your phonograph in half and be the Inspector Jack on the warpath. First class, leaving mics with a cast, causing ruckus like the aftermath from guns blast. Run fast, here comes the verbal assaulter. Rhymes running wild like a child in a walker. I scored from the inner slums abroad, and my thoughts are ready to sharp, slice the mic from the cord. First criticized, but now they have become mentally paralyzed with hits that I devise. Now I testify, the best is I, rebel lioness, your highness, blessed to electrify, provoke you to for ill. Truth that I reveal, across the amateurs who scream, they keep it real. Teaser black down, hoodied up in fatigue. Part-time minor leagues, receive third degrees. Attack like a wolf pack, once I pull back to guard you and bust through like a fullback. Yo, you 14-karat gold slum computer wizard. Tapping inside, my rap pain causes blizzards. Though I like the kills for ice tripe like by the digits. Gorillas injected with strength for 80 midgets. The earth spins, ruins, rap exotic blends. Let my peeps in, niggas gasping, swallowing aspens. With a doses, you overdosed it, rap, high explosives. My posters hypnotized with hypnosis. I sell goods, my whole clan is on the run like natural born killers. Record breaking the album filler. Got access to tear gas, bombs, and rocket launchers. years, etc. Damn it, any lame ass competitor who try to front, get broken and fast like levers. Whenever hard heads get shattered like mirrors. Beretta shots splatter your goose, scatter your feathers. Say never poetry, chump crumbs, deal with grafting. Flew my family overseas, a maxing. If rap was crack, fully packed, I be tour cats, taxing, kingpin of the rap, drug trafficking. Village niggas get slapped in Manhattan for rapping. Big ghost steps off laughing.
Well, you're just using the Wu-Tang school method against me. I've done so many times. Forgive me.
Sit back, relax, fake niggas don't get turned. Watch me massage your brain with Slain is King. Projects built with young cause threats who ask that $1,000 chains and checks. Focus, the brokest niggas are like shit. These mics is like cocaine, son. Check the suicidal hype shit. Exchange math, blessed taste for sweepstakes. Creeping up on fakes, out of state for cakes, no doubt. Plus, nobody amount. We making dough off, putting 50 on the land in the loop. It's like that. Pull your shoes up, black. Matter of fact, just adapt, tie up your black Nikes and tight hats. Corners, stay surrounded with foreigners. What up, Dread? Feds caught your bread, your boys bread. But regardless, reach the jail niggas with charges. Unify, laying in the yard with lot. My clan done ran from Japan to Atlanta with stamina, slingers and gamblers and grand handlers. Took out like the owl cigar. Let's get sting. Infrared bar, yo beam. So seek enough respect, rude boy, you bet. Keep it moving, partial law. Bro, black like talk. Designing the fly shit and stay shining. The RZA pour more beats than Cristal's fine wine. Concrete rats go back with 50 other niggas on the other side of the map. So it's all good and all done. What we want, son? Mike Tyson of this rap shit. Pulling out max for fun.
The nigga don't get mad. I got mad styles of my own, and it's shown when my hands grip the chrome microphone. Verbally, I catch bodies with cordless shotties. Intriguing them C's, I keep them trained like potties. I bomb facts. My sword is an axe to split backs. Invisible like dope thing tracks. Sky's the limit. Niggas are timid, and nobody knows how we move like bullets and sheep clothes. Producing data, microchips with software. Underground and off air, the land of the lost. Notorious henchmen from the north, striking niggas with a Mason Dixon line cross.
Hard stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Hard rap to then hard emotions, just like this episode going left from right. We're going to go from rap to rock, or at least rock in the sense that it'll rock your hearts. So enjoy. I hope you enjoyed Guillotine by Raekwon, Inspect the Deck, the Jizza, the RZA, and the rest of the Wu-Tang Clan because they're a family. Just how me and Jaren are family. I hope this song tugs your emotions because anybody can give you the world, so why not let Carol and Tuesday? So enjoy this song, Give You the World by Carol and Tuesday. Enjoy!
You keep me holding on, better breath. It's always something, baby. You like to play your games, messing with my brain like it's nothing. When you call, I come running right over the edge and I'm falling. Got me chasing these letters, 3 words you say it, I'm all in. Don't you know, baby, I would give you the world. Would you take it from me? Can't you see I would do everything for you? I sell you the moon, the sun, the stars, everyone. If you would just see I'm your girl, I give you the world. I give you the world.
crossed the line with me. I've had guys throw barbecues at me. They've broke the windows out of my car. They've cursed and sworn at me. But the bottom line is, I ain't shook. Cause if the right hook comes out, crazy motherfuckers like you get knocked out. Don't be looking me in the eyes, boy. I ain't got no candy for you. No candy. Except for the right hook.
Let's get back to the show before one of you at home catch one of these crazy right hooks, you crazy motherfucker.
It's just basically every team I was on, baseball, growing up was red. It's kind of like became part of me.
Well, I'll give a shit what your favorite color is. We're back to the show. That's how we segue. Sorry, I asked him what his favorite color was, and I thought that'd be a funny way to intro the show. I hope you enjoyed the Culture Shock, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be some sweet jams coming after this little part to end the show. But before we end that, you have to deal with our fucking ramblings for another at least half hour. So let me ask you this: we asked some hard questions, racism, tackling it, all that. What are some of your favorite moments from, like, you said your favorite moment from living with us, but what's your favorite moment from, like, being in baseball? What did you see? Did you meet anyone cool? Did you do anything nice that was, like, around a hotel, maybe?
Favorite moments in baseball? I just think...
And it doesn't have to be on the field. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that you did as a human being in your spare time that, like, you just had fun with. And you got that experience maybe because of baseball, because you were just around, because you were, like, you know, playing or, like, whatever.
I've been to 2 All-Star Game events.
Okay.
Obviously, I got in because, like, I know people in the industry. So, like, All-Star Week in New York and then All-Star Week here in Miami were really fun. I just think the locker rooms are a ton of fun. Like, you know, you spend...
Like locker room banter or, like, the hygiene?
Yeah. The card games, the music, you know, those guys dancing, you know, there's all sorts of stuff going on. I think that's, like, one of the biggest things that guys miss when they're no longer in the game. You know, the bus trips, like, you know, as miserable as they are, they're equally as fun.
No, I get what you mean. Do you have a favorite, and you don't have to pin it to one and hurt anybody's feelings, but do you have a favorite player, maybe, that you would consider, not like a best friend, but like one that you definitely think you connected with always? Either you played on a team together, maybe you just met once and you always just kind of clicked and, like, kept in touch, or, like, you know what I mean?
So, all right, this is probably the most notable one. So, I didn't like Billy before I met Billy.
Wow, okay.
And I don't even know if he knows this. So, Billy was with the Reds a year before me, and then I signed the following July.
Same year?
The following year.
Okay.
So, Billy started a year before me in 2009. Okay. So, I get there, and I'm hearing about this kid named Billy. I have no idea who the hell Billy is, and everybody's doing this little weird country-ass voice, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? He sounds annoying as shit. So, Billy was in Billings, and then I was in Arizona at this time. And then eventually, in September, we had Instructs, which was like the fall league for young guys. And I finally met Billy.
Okay.
And I'm like, kind of side-eyeing him.
The whole time you're like, I don't know. But let me ask you this. Before you got to know him, did the impressions nail it?
Yes.
100%. He talks faster than he can run. And that's what I love about Billy.
This is why people are making those, like, country-ass, squealy-ass voices. Like, he sounds exactly like this. Okay, whatever. So I don't remember, like, the first interaction, but I know, like, we're both, like, the same hitting group one day, and then, like, it became, like, we'll hang out afterwards, and then in Dayton, like, literally, we would hit every club in Dayton and Centerville and any road
together.
Trip. Like, so that is, oh yeah, that was a road dog.
Okay, that's a nice way to know you're not an asshole.
Yeah, we're going all the clubs in Dayton. So, like, basically, another roommate on the road. And obviously, I still stay in touch with him whenever he's in town. We hang out, all that kind of stuff. Make sure I go see him when he's playing or whatever.
So you'd say Billy's probably the one player you always think you can kick it with, and not that I'm trying to make you feel uncomfortable by the sentence, but to a degree, no matter who the player is, if they became a trillionaire from baseball, even though right now I don't think there's ever a billionaire from baseball, but you would never feel uncomfortable to hit them up because you know you'd always get a text back being like, yeah.
Yeah, I could pretty much get a text back from. I know, like, I've seen his phone. I'm like, holy shit, like.
Yeah, and that's why I bring it up, because a lot of my older brothers have two phones, not even for bad reasons, just because of the text notifications. I mean, dude, Christ, I mean, people just eat away at your phone. You have to have a secret phone number so you can have privacy and a social life.
Yeah, I'm like, why the hell are there 500 text messages right now? And there are, so, like, you know, the fact that I can relatively get through pretty quickly, like...
That means a little bit more. I feel the same way with Didi. Like, I always know Didi's really fucking busy, but if I call him, he'll literally send me a text like, hey, doing this, call you later, you know, sorry. And I'm like, oh, no, you're good. I was just trying to pitch you some jokes. He goes, okay, well... I'll still call you to hear them. And that means a little more that he still wants to hear the bits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to offend any of you guys doing my comedy, because I talk about everything. I talk about all different kinds of races and religions and ages and, you know, shit like that.
I get it.
Oh, God. I heard some weird feedback, and I was like, what is that sound? It sounded like you were, like, dropping your phone, and I was like, oh, Christ. I think it's fine now.
Wait, say it again?
Nothing. It sounded like a little explosion was coming out of your mic for a second, because it sounded like you dropped it, and I was like, I know you didn't, but I was like, oh, that's weird. What was happening? Okay, so let me ask you this. What is something you never had either seen of, heard of, tasted, or did before that you achieved the first time via living with us? And the example I give is, yes, Dee and JC had seen snow before, but they never had really, like, seen it, and, like, got a chance to be in it, and that was nice to see. So do you think you have anything, like, living in suburb area that you maybe didn't get to do because you've never been to Hickville?
No, so I have. I had been... So my junior year in high school, I was in Joplin, Missouri, and I was living with a host family for a few days, and they had us on this dirt road in the middle of nowhere in Joplin, Missouri, and we're looking for what's called a spook light, and we're like borderline cow tipping. And I didn't chase the cows, but I was just there, and like baseball's taking me to some weird places, man. Like places I would never thought I would ever be when I was 13, 14 years old. Like, baseball's kind of brought me there. I don't know if there's anything in Dayton that... So the person that told me that you were doing the show...
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I told them, I was like, by the way, I know cornbread is a quote-unquote black food, but I was like, Missy Jones makes the fucking best cornbread I've ever had outside of myself. Like,
I've never heard that before. I know cornbread is a black thing, but Missy Jones can sure cook up some meat cornbread. Not that I've never heard someone called by my mom. It's more or less I've never heard anyone call cornbread an only black thing. I thought cornbread was a white thing, and then... Actually, I thought cornbread was just a universal thing.
There's like, okay, there's like 4 black foods. It's fried chicken, Kool-Aid, cornbread, and watermelon.
Jesus
like,
Christ.
That's like your standard, like, okay, like, that's the black people starter kit. Like,
you know you get to say that because you're black, but if I said that, I would be hunted tomorrow.
It's okay. And I'm here to say it. It's okay.
It's okay, because it's already been said.
So, yeah.
That's great.
Missy
that's nice to know. Do you, okay. Let me, I want to hit you with hard questions, because you're responding so well that I like to stump guests, but you're a little harder to stump.
Dude, that's whatever the fuck you ask.
Well, I didn't want to give you any prep time for. You were like, "What are the questions?" And it's like, "Bitch, how am I supposed to write to you in a text? It's gonna be like an hour ranting about race and religion, and you're gonna be uncomfortable, but then you're gonna come to some awakenings. And if not, it's just gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna get that hour back."
well, I didn't even listen to the previous one, so I came in.
You went in blind. That's how I love guests coming in, because they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Do you... Okay. And take this as you will. Not a lot of players go to college. Not because they don't have to, because it would be stupider for them at that moment to. Because it would, to them, if there's a chance to go pro, like MLB, they would rather just go to the Dragons, play, host family it up, do that life, right? But then, like, talking to Robert and Sal and, like, all them, they told me multiple times, like, they're jealous of me going to college. And I was like, what? And they're like, well, we just never really did that. And, like, Amir did online school, but that's not the same. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it, but, like, I don't think there is one set life path for anybody. And I think we should stop acting like it. Like, I think we should stop acting like everybody should be born, do this thing, go to college, do this. It's not for everybody. There should be like 40 options, not like 2. And I don't think the 2 decisions should come from college or not college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what upsets me, that's what it's come down to now. But, like, people are just good at learning different things. I don't know. That's a weird sentence, though. So I guess, like, A, did you go to college? If so, where? And then B, if you didn't, do you ever feel a little bit like that? Like you kind of wish you would have...
So I went to college, went to Rutgers. I went there 3 years, signed with the Reds, and then I chipped away at my diploma over the next, 3 to 4 years. So I took, a total of 7 years to graduate, basically.
Okay. I
kind of agree with you. I think college should be one of those things of, I think you should go to college with some type of intention other than mom and dad said I need to do this to get a good job, because there's so many people that are out here making $45,000 a year and they have $150,000 in debt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're just going to college because they were told this is a natural course of action.
Just do it.
Yes, I think it depends on where you are in your life and what you want to accomplish. And do you want to be a lawyer? Do you want to be a doctor? Okay, well, you need to take your ass to college because I'm not letting you touch me or advise me.
Right. And I do think some positions will always need college. But I feel like we should kind of go a little bit more on, the Canadian route of, how they kind of don't really do college. They do, very specific trade school, but a lot of the trade schools just work immediately getting into the job you want, working in it, and just learning it hands-on, because they're more about just teaching you hands-on, which I'm all fucking for. My friend Sean, shout out to Sean, he's in Canada. He wants to be a chef. He didn't really go to college. He did a little bit, but you really just go and fucking be a chef and then take a bunch of cooking classes. Not really, but you fucking are just in the kitchen, serving, cooking, learning the techniques. Because, and here's the way I say it. If you wanted to be a samurai, you wouldn't fucking pick up a textbook and be like, Samurai 101. You would fly to Japan, you would find a monk that is trained for 45 fucking years, non-stop sword, and you'd be like, teach me, master. And then for 3 years, you would dedicate your life, and that would be your college experience. Samurai training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what you guys did. Baseball samurai training.
Shit. I think, what was I gonna say? I don't want to sound anti-college.
No, please, because college is fucking weird and it's kind of bullshit. I'm doing it. I'm gonna finish it, and I loved your because you were very pro college earlier, but play the devil's advocate. There's no harm.
Oh, wait, hold on. I was never pro college. I don't want to sound anti, but I really can't tell you a ton of what I learned in college.
Yeah.
I just really, truthfully, I finessed my way through college.
Yeah, but that's also a skill.
Sure. So, that's a pretty expensive skill to pay to learn, you know what I mean?
But it's also a very hard skill to learn.
I didn't pay much of it, you know what I mean? I was on scholarship, but, there's so many other kids that are doing that.
Yeah.
You know, for what reason?
And here's what upsets me. It depends how you use college, too. Like, it's not enough to just go to classes, 24/7 book study. You have to fucking meet other people of different color. This is your chance to do that from your not hometown and, like, this new place and, like, talk to people and, like, bridge gaps and experience really new things and do a million things you've never done because that's the point. It's just new. Not die and be born in the same fucking hometown. Go and learn crazy new things about the universe and the world and then go to them in the actual world. Not back home and be like, I learned about physics. You know what I mean? Like, fucking go use the physics in Iran and go fucking build a particle accelerator there, and if it explodes, the worst thing that happens is a bunch of glass will get made from the sand blowing up. But guess what? We won't do that because we're not tight with Iran right now.
No, I've heard we're not.
But in a perfect world, all of the human beings of every color would just be working on the same scientific projects. The greatest minds of the world would come together and help build fucking space travel exploits that would cut time down and maybe make it possible to colonize the moon at least.
I think the one thing that I learned in college more than anything else was like survival, right?
That's a good way to put that.
Right, is, you know, how can I make $100 last like 2.5 weeks?
Yeah.
How do I party all night, get my ass up for Lyft or my 8-10 class?
You learn to socially juggle.
Yeah, and that's really important. Like, you know, there's going to be times where I'm sure there's times where mom's been out there and she's had like a work dinner and didn't get out of that until 9:30, 10 o'clock, got home at 11:15, 11:30, had to turn around, wake you and McKenna up at 7 o'clock for school. Like, that shit sucks. But, you know, like, that's the kind of stuff you learn in college, just learning how to, like, balance work-life relationships and shit.
Yes. And now here's where I step in. Yes, people teach you the skills, but then when you start doing that shit, you shouldn't attest your life to these religions or colleges or whatever you learn or think you've learned out of life. You shouldn't give credit to them. You're the hands doing it. Give credit to yourself, goddammit. Like, what more do I have to say to get people to realize that when something good happens, don't praise God. He didn't fucking do it. You did it. God damn it. You used whatever you needed to use to get the confidence to do it, but you did it. And you should thank yourself because you're the fucking reason it happened. And if we thought about that a little bit more, maybe we get more done.
I think there is a bit too much of let go and let God. I'm all for people believing in any type of higher power, but I think there's so many people that think they can just pray on it.
Hands off. Hands off. And I'm like, dude, no, hands on.
Like, I operate with, like, God helps those that help themselves. So,
okay.
You know, if things are tight, you need to fucking strap up and get after it and, you know, be resourceful and put in the extra hour or two or whatever the case may be, and then things will kind of work in your favor.
Right.
But, like, there's two people that are like, you know, God will take care of it. I'm like, yeah, if you get up off your ass.
That's what irks me. They're like, God will take care of it. Or it's like, if this happened, it must have been God's will. What if it was your unprotected sex's will that it happened? Maybe you're just being lazy and didn't pull out.
That's very true.
You know what I mean? Like, why is everything God's will? Why is it not our will? You say he gave us free will. Fucking own it.
Agreed.
I don't know. I'm not a religious guy. I don't like to shit on religions. I just think they're weird because I don't think religion should be able to change. So if you have, and not to name religions, but one famous religion has many different passages over the years and they all contradict each other. Why? Because the people that had money and had people that could write in the world just kept writing the story. But they kept changing it in their way. Already that should be enough flag to be like, hey, maybe this some shit is bullshit. And maybe if anything in this book is bullshit, maybe you shouldn't bow down infinitely to fucking things that you can't see. And while that's fine if that's what you need to do to get through the day, I don't want to do that. I want to actually do shit, and I want to be responsible for my own actions. I don't want to fucking wait for some thing in the sky to get it done for me. Like, the whole anime that I watch at My Hero Academia's mentality is that go plus ultra. It's not enough. to wait for help. You just have to fucking strap up and do your 100% best and then go beyond that point and break your limits. You can't grow a muscle if you don't break that muscle. You know what I mean?
Gary Vee says you can't read about doing push-ups, you have to do push-ups.
Yeah, like, you have to hit your limit, feel that limit, and then and just keep going. Those of us that keep going are going to get better. Those of us that hit our limit and stop are the ones that stay gradual. It's not enough to do your best. You have to go plus ultra.
Agreed.
I didn't mean to end it on such an amazing little tyrant rant. See, I don't even know where this show goes. It just kind of goes all over the place. That's why I like doing it.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah. Do you
everywhere.
Let me ask you, do you have any tattoos?
I have one.
What is it?
Speaking of religion. It's a cross. My mom passed away when I was 4, so it's basically her name, her death date, or birth and death date, and then pearls, because her sorority.
So here's pearls, me just shitting on religion for the life, and here's Jaren with a cross tattoo. Like, keep going, buddy. I'm just gonna let you keep going.
You know, it's funny. So I have a friend of mine who he's atheist. And
right.
We're talking, so he used to work with me at the gym. He's like, dude, you need to leave the gym. You need to do your own thing. I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever. He's like, I swear to God, I've made more money this month. I'm like, yo, you're atheist. So I'm like, so I'm not sure how to take your comment about, I swear to God, I've made more money this month than ever before.
Right.
Look, everybody has their thing. I think as long as we're all respectful, I'm not going to run to any mosque and scream and yell and make a scene, and I would hope that, you know, Jewish people would not do the same, and so on. It's like, just look, respect everybody's space, respect their beliefs.
Yeah.
You don't have to, like, we should not all agree with each other.
No, we shouldn't, because if we all did, then we would not really progress the society. We would just get comfortable with where we are. If everybody was fine with how science is right now, it would never get better. You know what I mean? Those of us who are upset with society and the way that it is are the reason it gets better, because we fucking fight and struggle. Whether you do it through science and invent new technologies, whether you do it through comedy and help American cultures ease and laugh together in the same fucking room and come together on bits about anything and have this like-mindedness about laugh at the jester, or maybe you do it in a fucking medical way and you do a crazy surgery that people didn't think were even possible, and then all of a sudden you change the definition of what's medically doable by surgeon's hand. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's crazy that weed's illegal. I'm not going to rabbit hole, because we do need to end the show soon. And I do fucking appreciate you being on the show and letting me fucking babble ramble. But I think weed is illegal for racist reasons. And I don't think our government has enough backing anymore to have any liable, justifiable, and correct statements that could hold up in a courtroom that say it's illegal for these reasons. To a degree now, to where we're actually starting to notice other things that are fucked up in society, because they've literally made us do the research. So, like, now, and the point I bring up is, like, we don't even teach in, like, medical school, like, what really the cannabinoid receptors do. It's, like, one of those things that we just glance over, but, like, in my opinion, it's one of the most important things in the human body that we don't really stress on enough. It's the part of the brain that lets you forget, specifically forget pain. And then the new thing they found is, okay, like, why does a lion have a cannabinoid receptor if he doesn't smoke pot? Example, because he produces it naturally in the brain. If you have a lot of this chemical, okay, well, what do they use it for in nature? If you get bit and you're running away and you make it away, you gotta forget that pain and keep going and find food and survive, like, because it's nature. You're gonna fucking use those cannabinoid receptors and you're gonna fucking, like, forget some of the pain, right? But now they're saying, okay, what if you had excess amounts of THC in your system? What would all those combined cannabinoid receptors do? And they're now saying that it promotes healthy cell death, because when healthy cell death happens, healthy cell birth happens. And they're finding in places that it's legal, like California and Colorado, cancer rates are going low. And my whole thing is, like, all these arguments and, like, new facts keep popping up of every good thing. Like, and then we just go back, like, why is it illegal? well, because blah, 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 back in the day. Dude, back in the day, they pinned crack on black people, weed on Mexicans, and they forged that into the war on drugs that hilariously backfired into an opioid crisis in today's age with pills and fucking bullshit.
I agree. So, I mean, like, all the other issue, too, with the, medical marijuana or it being illegal in general is, like, we're now tapping into the doctor's pockets.
Yes,
so,
but then I hope we're trying to show doctors by all this money that's being made off first day of it being legal that, okay, while you're comfortable with your dirty pill money, the money's a little bit nicer if we all had legal weed money because it's just cleaner and nobody's getting hurt. And now you're making the same revenue, if not potentially more.
I think they're making so much money on prescribing Percocets and Oxy and whatever else. They're like, we'll just keep this going status quo without.
Yeah, and they want to have, and my fear is that they want to have both. And they're like, well, we have weed now. People will stop giving a shit, and all of a sudden we don't care as much about the pill crisis. And then those guys get worse and worse because people are just like, finally, we got this one thing we wanted. But then really we grow into that comfort. Like you said, what happens if a society is all on the same page? Shit gets comfortable and shit doesn't really get noticed. And that's why I think it's important. It's kind of like women's right to vote or black people not being treated as a whole person because of Jim Crow or fucking 3/5 amendment that had to be fucking changed. Like, the biggest things that the government think are right are often wrong. And it takes the people massing together saying, hey, this shit's fucked up, we want it changed, and just screaming in their fucking white racist little faces, hey, shit's not working, and then all of a sudden we change it and everybody's fucking happier. And why does it not get unchanged? Because we realized it fucking works and is needed for a long time.
There's a difference between thinking that something is right and saying, hey, how long can we get away with this?
Yes. And I also think it's a thing about ego. I don't think our government likes to admit it's wrong or has ever been wrong. But in all reality, our government's been wrong almost all the time throughout all of history.
I mean, like I said, I don't think there's so much wrong. It's just like, it's the intention. Like, what's your intention?
Well, I would say it's wrong because sometimes, and not to say that being wrong is a bad thing. I tell everybody this. I love being wrong because once you know you're wrong and you admit you're wrong, you can immediately become right because you can learn the right information. Our government likes to think we're right and we've never been wrong. And if we are wrong, it's this big ego thing that we just don't like to swallow our pride and say, yeah, we fucked up. And we have to make big movies that teach people you don't need a 2-hour cinematic event that lasts a fucking adventure of a lifetime in the movie years to say, you know what, I was wrong, let's fix this. Why not just say that at the very beginning and save the whole adventure and then just have a little bit better life from that moment? You know what I mean?
Nobody wants to say they're wrong.
Nobody wants to say they're wrong. That's why I'm a disappointment. I'm wrong about everything. Did you like that the disappointment is spelled D-I-S-S? Because if we spelled disappointment right, we wouldn't be disappointments.
Wait, I'm confused.
The show logo is spelled D-I-S-S-A-P-P.
Oh.
So it's disappointing.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Because if you spelled the show right, it wouldn't be a fucking letdown at all. Well, listen, I really appreciate you being on here. Is there anything else you really want to, like, talk about and bring up specific, maybe? Before we let these people get into their last music break and be like, what the fuck did I just listen to?
No, man, I had fun on here. There was
I hope I showed you that I'm not an idiot, and I'm trying to be nice, and I'm trying to show everybody love on the show, and I'm not trying to...
I think you're projecting. I think you're creating this idea about yourself that you're X, Y, and Z, as opposed to people saying Brian's a fucking moron.
Okay, so I'm trying to paint more fields, so that way when they say one thing, it maybe works, but there's really other things.
So why do you feel like you're like a disappointment?
Well, because all my siblings are awesome, and my parents support 24/7, like, what they do. And while I'm not trying to shit on my parents, but, like, they don't love that I want to be a comedian, and they would rather me just give it up right now and, you know, go to college, which I am, and I still am, and I'm close to graduating. It's just the fact that, like, it's not what they want to do, so they feel like it's bad. But, like, I think we've lived a crazy life, and I think I should tell the world about all these experiences, about having all these different colored brothers, because it does open people's minds and eyes and fucking comfort levels, I think.
Let's be honest, right? For the most part, most parents are not envisioning their child become a singer, become an actor, become a comedian, so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
Trey Songz, before he got on, his mom said, he's like, yo, Mom, I want to go to New York. I need to record. This is where all the labels are, so on and so forth. She's like, yo, you got a year. You got a year. If you don't get this shit right, you're going to get a quote-unquote real job.
But it can take more than a year, and that's the scary thing.
A year and 2 weeks, 54 weeks later is when he got signed and he released his first album or whatever case may be. All right?
Right.
Kevin Hart, same situation. Mom shitting on him. Yo, you're not that funny. You're just silly. You're annoying, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, nah, Mom, I can do this. She's like, yo, you got a year. All right, cool. A year goes by. Boom, Kevin Hart. He's like soul playing or some shit. I can't remember what the first thing was that he did. But my point is, people are always going to shit on what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just got to if it makes sense to you, if you actually are willing to put forth the effort to become a comedian that can support himself and build and you have real visions for yourself,
right?
Then fucking go for it. If you're just trying to do this so you don't have to get a quote unquote real job, then okay, well, it's probably time to
if it was up to me, I wouldn't deal with money. I would just travel, do shows, but then the money would just go into some account, and then my wife would just do financing, and I just wouldn't have to deal with money because I hate money. I don't like the idea of money and currency, and I think it's dumb and gay and fucking whatever you want to say. And
okay, and so if you're not going to change the rules in regards to money, then you need to embrace it because that's what's going to allow you to buy mics, buy clothes, travel, get a hotel room.
No, trust me, I know, money makes the world go round and it helps the dreams come true faster. I just wish that, it wasn't the thing that credited, in parents' eyes at least, what the definition of success is. Okay, just because your son's not a millionaire doesn't mean he's not successful. What if he is happy with somebody he loves and he's doing something he's fucking awesome at? And, I don't know, I know comedy's one of those things that, nobody wants to be the parent of, but, think about this. Do you really think Weird Al Yankovic was, Weird Al Yankovic? Yes, he was always Weird Al Yankovic. He just didn't have the name. And then one day he said it out loud, and he was like, I think I'm going to be a comedian. And then eventually he said, I think I'm going to be Weird Al Yankovic. And then it stuck forever. And then do you think, I don't think his mom and dad supported him at all. But then you make that transition, that upgrade, and then you're literally in my definition of the number one comedic parody artist in the fucking world.
So here's, this is me acting like I have kids and shit, but I'm just saying it anyway, right? So, did you ever need for anything growing up? You may have wanted, did you need for anything?
No, I never really tried to ask for anything. I always wanted a computer, but I never really made a big fuss out of it until they really pushed and pushed and pushed. And they always tried to provide, and that's what I always knew they cared. It was more or less that when when I really did finally break down and let something out of my heart, 100% that was from me, be like, I think I'd really like this. They're like, that's fucking stupid. That's not you. And it's like, well, okay, now it's just hurtful to share. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when I was like, I want to be a comedian. This is going to sound silly, but I have never felt more like I'm doing the right thing. I'm fulfilling my purpose, and I'm doing what will make me happy is when I set foot on a stage to do a set. That's why I call myself Disappointment, because I think my only skill is to perform and be funny, because there means I have no other real world skills at all, and my resume will be empty forever, even though I've worked at fucking hella places. The point I'm trying to make is that I want to be labeled as a disappointment, so people, that's what they expect. So when I always fucking kill it, I'm just blowing them away.
Yeah. But I think this goes back to what we talked about in regards to college. Did you need college to be a comedian? No, right?
But it helped.
That's, to a degree, sure.
Yeah.
But did you actually need to spend $25,000 a year room and board and take 120 credits over 4 years to graduate? To be a comedian?
No.
No, right? So hopefully you use this for, networking purposes, things of that nature. So I think it's like I said, let's take it back to that college thing. Having 16, 17-year-old kids, asking them, what might you want to do in the future?
You know what? It's so funny you say that whole year thing. I think that's what I've really always wanted secretly, and I've never really admitted it, and now that you've really made me sit on it, that would be awesome if they were like, hey, we're going to give you 1 year. We're going to help fund it. Where do you think you want to go to start comedy? And you have really, if you're smart, you know there's only 2 choices you can go. Either California or New York.
Yeah.
Totally different sides of the country, but that's your 2 options to really make it. I would go to New York.
Then you need to put that plan together.
But they don't want that, and that would make them so upset, and it would break their hearts. And they don't, especially they don't want to fund it. But now that you just said it, at least one time, something Brighton Jones has always wanted. That, and it's sad, I know, but that would be nice. Just a year.
Yeah, these are tough discussions you're gonna have, and you might just have to say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get a job while I'm out there."
Well, that's why I'm doing college, to get the daytime job to fund the comedy goal. And I don't like when people call it a dream. Dreams are things you see in your sleep. This is something I see when I'm fucking awake, because it's the only thing I think about, because it's the most important thing, is to change the world through a laugh.
Like I said, everything has to have a game plan behind it, and look, it may not be for mom and dad to understand or even support at this time.
Yeah.
But you just might need to say, listen, this is what I'm going to do. And in the grand scheme of things, right, you'll be 21, 22 years old. They can't really tell you no. They can take you off the payroll, sure.
Yeah.
Right? And you got to be okay with that. And if you want to stay on the payroll, then you might need to go work at you might be an intern for mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But I do hear you. I mean, damn. Good thoughts. Good thoughts at the end of this episode.
Get deep real quick, you know?
Get deep. I thought we were just going to graze the pool. No, we dove into the deep end immediately.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this has been, again, my favorite episodes are those with my brothers. Please say your name one more time for the episode so the people at home are like, who the fuck did I just get blown away from?
You guys spent an hour and change with Jaren Mathews. Brighton Jones.
This has been the Disappointing Radio Show. I hope you didn't regret it as much as we do, because we don't regret it at all. And we will see you next episode. Enjoy your last culture shocks. And as I tell Jaren now, for the first time, we'll see you later, nigga!
Smile in your face. They smile in your face. All the time they wanna take your place. The backstabbers.
The Buddha got my brain seeing my own bloodstains. Dental records checking my remains. It's hard to explain. First I see them, then I don't. They disappear. First she tried to slit my throat. Now she ain't there. I'm seeing bitches in the mirrors behind me, but when I turn around, they hard to find. See, a little bit of weed and a little bit of greed make a bitch wanna drip until I bleed. Now watch a bitch bleed from dum-dums that some young bum had to bust just for wreck. Earn some self-respect. Now should I told her 4 pound, cause the clown wants my autograph. Broken off the ash, I think he want my cash. The Lexus and range give a sex simple and plain, but these bitches is mad and they niggas is bad, so they scheme on a cream. You know, fuck the hoes, bitches is detrimental. The guns is essential.
They smile in your face. All the time they wanna take your place. The backstabbers. They smile in your face. All the time they wanna take your place. The backstabbers.
I'm having reoccurring dreams. Bitches, they want my cream. They wanna be lieutenants, so it seems. I can't sleep. I see an image that keeps moving round and round my bed. The shadow stops, points a Glock to my fucking head. I grab my pillow, crack the back window, pull out the tray, bust street arms at the gate. Lord have mercy, the devil tryna curse me. I keep seeing shit that wasn't there in the first. See, bitches be living mad fat. They fuck my man, still out my crib, then come and try and shake my hand. Yeah, man, breaking you down one time. I pack that shit for your ass, chronic for your mind. I keeps it real on all you bitches. I wish you keep your mind off my motherfucking bitches. Bitches, I'm tired of all you hoes begging me for clothes. Bank rolls is all I know, that shit is dead, chicken heads. is finally here. Damn, what should I wear? Time to get dressed and do my hair. Once again it's on. Somebody's knocking at my door. But when I walk across the floor to scope it out, the motherfucker's gone. I'm hearing voices in the back of my mind. Better grab my tool, cause this fool might get out of line. I guess it's time to test this bulletproof dress from putting holes up in my chest. I'm looking through the peephole to recognize the face. I see 3 bitches and still I got to play it safe. I hope my dress come in handy, but when I open the door, 3 little girls selling candy. You see, bitches is jealous under Duquesne, because my clique is thicker than the rest of them. All I wanna do is be rich and stay that bitch. Clock dough on the low, you know.
They smile in your face all the time. They wanna take your place. The backstabbers. They smile in your face all the time. They wanna take your place. Backstabbers. Smile in your face all the time. They wanna take your place. The backstabbers.
Obviously, I think you could tell that, but that was the Backstabbers. But that was by Junior Mafia, featuring main vocals by Little Kim. A great artist and a great one to have on deck. But better not than any, why not the founder of Junior Mafia? Why not the guy that created it all and then we lost too soon? So please enjoy an absolute classic that I know you've all heard. And once again, I hope you enjoyed me and Jaren's ramblings. Please enjoy Big Papa by B.I.G. Goodbye.
Check it out. Junior Mafia.
I like this.
Yeah. Now, to all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club, sipping my wet is where you find me. The back of the club, macking holes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music lasting. But I just can't quit because one of these homies Biggie got to creep with, sleep with, keep the ep a secret. Why not? Why blow up my spot? Cause we both got hot. Now check it. I got more Mac than Craig and in the bed. Believe me, sweetie, I got enough to feed the needy. No need to be greedy. I got mad friends with Benzes. See notes by the layers. True fucking players. Jump in the Rover and come over. Tell your friends jump in the GF3. I got the chronic by the tree. I love it when you call me Big Papa. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. I love it when you call me Big Papa. To the honeys getting money, playing niggas like dummies. I love it when you call me Big Papa. You got a gun up in your waist, please don't shoot up the place. Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. Straight up, honey, really, I'm asking. Most of these niggas think they be macking, but they be acting. Who they attracting with that line? What's your name? What's your sign? Soon as he buy that wine, I just creep up from behind and ask you what your interests are. Who you be with? Things that make you smile. What numbers to dial? You gon' be here for a while. I'm gon' call my crew. You gon' call your crew. We can rendezvous at the bar around 2. Plans to leave. Throw the keys to little C's. Pull the truck up front and roll up the next blunt so we can steam on the way to the telly. Gon' fill my belly. A T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and Welch's grape. Conversate for a few, cause in a few we gon' do what we came to do. Ain't that right, boo? Forget the telly, we just go to the crib and watch a movie in the jacuzzi. Smoke L's while you do me. I love it when you call me Big Papa. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. I love it when you call me Big Papa. To the honeys getting money, playing niggas like dummies. I love it when you call me Big Papa. You got a gun up in your waist, please don't shoot up the place. Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby.
How you living, Biggie Small?
In mansion and Benzes, giving ends to my friends, and it feels stupendous. this tremendous cream. Fuck $1 and a dream. Still tote gas strapped with infrared beams. Chopping O's, smoking line optimals, money holes and clothes, all a nigga knows. A foolish pleasure, whatever. I had to find the buried treasure, so grams I had to measure. However, living better now, coochie sweater now. Drop top BMs, I'm the man, girlfriend.
Honey, check it. Tell your friends to get with my friends. And we could be friends. Shit, we could do this every weekend. That's right. Alright? Is that alright with you? Yeah. Keep banging.
Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. To the honeys getting money, playing niggas like dummies. You got a gun up in your waist, please don't shoot up the place. Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. Check it out, I'm full shit for that ass. Puff Daddy, Biggie Smalls, Junior Mathews, represent baby.